Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I decided to take my pirate OCs and kind of do an entire illustration of them wandering in a cave, trying to seek out treasure. So let's get into the video and I'll tell you more about it. So basically, with these characters, I ended up drawing them wandering in a cave, and I ended up coming up and creating a new type of texture for the walls and everything else, and you'll see later in the video the way I colored it, and I kind of tried using this as an opportunity to learn and kind of better myself as an artist, because the way I drew caves in the past weren't really that good, so I decided to learn and kind of figure out a better way to end up illustrating rocks, and I'm really proud of how the background turned out in the sketching phase. I kind of did the background in, I kind of made the brush a little bit too big, but later on I ended up making the brush a bit smaller with the inking, and I kind of added spider webs, trying to make this scene seem really dingy and dark, and really dark as caves usually are, and I wanted these characters kind of exploring, looking for treasure, just wandering the entire place and stumbling upon the past pirates that ended up, you know, trying to seek out the treasure. And each of these pirate characters I created, I really love how the characters came out and the type of storytelling I'm trying to do with them, because with each kind of drawing and scene I'm depicting, I want to tell a story through each of the characters, and with each of the characters' designs, I try doing a design that represents them, and usually pirates are usually represented as criminals because they basically are, and I just love pirates. They're a really cool concept, and there are real and urban legends of pirates stealing treasures and committing heinous crimes to seek out all the jewels and treasures that their heart desires. So basically, as I was sketching the characters, I kind of forgot certain details of each of the characters because I add a lot of detail. I love adding tons of detail to drawings, and that's just one of the things I like adding. But sometimes when I add a lot of detail to one character, I kind of forget some of the detail from the character, like probably one of the character has a piece of cloth tied on their arm because they may have wounded themselves in battle. Sometimes I forget that piece of cloth in the next drawing I end up illustrating, but I haven't really illustrated that many pieces of these characters. I have been doing quite often. The amount of pieces of illustration of these characters in it is only about 3, but sometimes I forget details, but that's just how people work. They sometimes forget adding simple things to each of the characters, but I do end up adding that detail to the character in this piece. So basically, the same week I ended up drawing this piece was the week I ended up drawing skeletons, like this design right over here. For some reason, I had quite an obsession with drawing skeletons, and it kind of worked in my favor because the skeleton I ended up drawing perching over the rock, I think it came out really well. The way this skull and the jaw works and the way I drew the skeleton, it came out pretty well. And through the entire inking phase, I wasn't really sure with the background, like the rocks. It kind of went through its ugly phase, but as I went through the inking, I cleaned it up, made it better, because as you do inking, you clean everything up, make everything look way more neater, and at the end it did come out very well. But as you do artworks, you go through the ugly phase, and I just kept on pushing through until I could really fix it. And with the belt buckle, you know how you have a small little metal piece that sticks into the hole in the belt? I kind of did it facing the wrong way, but I did fix it through the inking, and sometimes when I do sketching, I make mistakes and errors, and through the inking phase I add the things I end up forgetting to add. In the inking phase, just where you just neaten everything up and make sure everything is how you want it to look like. Basically, sometimes I say I will never do things ever. Like, for example, when I end up drawing, I remember that I ended up drawing a skeleton, and I said I never wanted to draw skeletons ever again because I just kept on drawing them, and I ended up getting bored of it to a point that I just said I never want to draw it again. but now I am drawing skeletons in this piece. My brain kind of works like that, where I say I want to never do something, then I end up doing it. Like, for example, I ended up trying out color theory to make my pieces pop and look good. Not good, I mean look better, and it does end up turning quite well and looking much more nice. The color theory makes everything pop out way more, and the end result looks way more better, kind of using the color theory, making everything look way more nicer. I like how all the colors turned out and how everything just blends together very well, and I ended up deciding to do the coloring and shading in on the exact same layer. I used to just lower down the opacity to 50%, then I would color in with black or any other color, and I would do it that way, but now I'm starting to layer everything with the exact same color, and it turns out quite well, and I'm trying to do a nice painterly effect by using this nice texture brush and really playing around with how my line weighting works to make the entire piece kind of tie together and pop and look really nice and cohesive.
Hey guys, so I just want to say the reason I couldn't really post a video quite a long time is because number one, I had art block for about half a week, so I couldn't really draw that much, and number two, my software stopped working and everything that could go wrong did go wrong. So when I ended up trying to edit the video, I ended up saving it as a project file. The project file corrupted, so I ended up trying to redo the video, then my software stopped working, so I had to delete the software and reinstall it. So basically everything is working fine now. I just want to get you updated on why I couldn't edit for 3 weeks. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.